The greatest blessing I've ever received in this life, other than life itself, is becoming a father. Unfortunately, I can't tell you that I actually know how to be one, but I can promise that I am trying my best every single day. Even on these cold, snowy days where both of my kids are out of school, and they've been staring out the window all morning, salivating at the thought of me taking them outside to freeze my ass off. The way I was parented as a kid, with Vietnamese immigrant parents that spoke no English upon arriving in the United States, was vastly different than how I parent my kids. I was born in the United States in 1984. My parents were simply trying to survive back then in a foreign land. My father often would leave the house to go to work before I was awake, and come home after I went to bed. Discipline was simply getting my ass beat, followed by an explanation of why I got my ass beat. Not saying I would ever consider disciplining my kids the same way, but not gonna lie, I think it worked. On me at least. They were more concerned about the basic necessities to live, like food and keeping the lights on, while I'm concerned about capturing cinematic footage and keeping the lighting on point. I figure the secrets of fatherhood will eventually reveal itself the longer I do it, like the pavement slowly revealing itself as long as I keep shoveling the snow. In many ways, I'm approaching how to be a father the same way I've approached how to be a filmmaker the past 10 years. By winging it. Like filmmaking or any other art form, there is no real concrete manual that will show you how to do it to perfection, just some basic guidelines. It's not simple as shoveling away snow to reveal pavement. It's a lot of trial and error, acting on emotions versus logic, and vice versa, adapting, reacting, relying on plans or relying on instincts. Each child is different than the next, each with their own free will to do what their hearts desire. And we have to parent each child differently. It is truly what separates humans from AI. It's what separates God's creation versus man's creation. I first learned videography by filming my daughter every chance I got after she was born. Every new camera, new lens, gimbal, tripod, you name a shillable gear on YouTube. I used it to film my daughter, to test it out, and to practice. I didn't film her just for the sake of testing gear and learning, but I truly wanted to document her with an actual camera with different lenses to get footage that had more substance than what you get from a trash cell phone. Yes, what I'm filming with right now, a $2,000 Sony ZV-E1 with a $3,000 Sony 28-70 f2 GM lens. GM stands for Got Money, is a bit overkill. But the idea is I wanted to capture not just what I see, but what I feel as a parent while I'm filming my kids. Yes, cell phone footage has gotten a lot better and will continue to get better, but the small sensor and lack of quality in lens focal lengths is what keeps cell phones from truly being able to capture feelings beyond the footage, which is why I think every parent should invest in an actual camera to film and document the life of their children. Some of you may still believe cell phone footage is enough, and that is fair. As I got better at filmmaking and established my business, I started filming my daughter less and less. And when my son was born, due to lack of time and energy, I didn't film him as much with my actual camera at all. As a result, my son got more cell phone footage during his infancy. And to be honest, I deeply regret not being more intentional with having a camera and lens ready at all times to film him the same way I did my daughter. When he turned 4, I edited a recap film of him and realized a lot of the cell phone footage I had to work with just didn't quite capture how I felt as a father in those moments. As a filmmaker, the storytelling and the emotions felt in the film are just as important as the footage and audio that is captured. It is actually the combination of all of those things that truly encapsulates how I feel as a father. To me, being a parent is like having a friend that you love, that you constantly lose and get replaced every few months without you realizing it. It happens so abruptly that by the time you realize it, you don't even have time to mourn what you have lost. Every moment you have with your kids is fleeting. Every moment you have with your kids is once in a lifetime. It may not snow again enough to shovel at this age. It may not snow again enough to shovel until another 3 years. With that in mind, maybe my $2,000 camera and $3,000 lens isn't overkill after all. I watch so many parents post videos of their kids with upbeat tunes and kiddie jingles, but to me it lacks meaning, feeling, and authenticity. Kids are fun, but at the same time we celebrate each of their milestones, from crawling, talking, walking, first day of school, last day of school, first job, wedding, or having kids of their own. We as parents lose a friend we once loved that got replaced by another without us even realizing it. I am so blessed to have a career that allows me to spend so much more time with my kids compared to what most other parents are able to do. I can experience rare snow days like today and feel their joy as they walk and crunch on the snow, throw snow into the air, feel the snow blowing on their faces. I can have comfort in knowing that they know they have a father who is trying his hardest to be one. Yes, as I'm out shoveling and experiencing these moments with them, other priorities are set aside, such as other paid client videos that need to be edited, dishes to be washed, laundry to be folded, floors to be vacuumed, or products needing a review to shill on YouTube. As a father, there is a lot of weight that I shoulder that is invisible to my kids, and eventually, it may weigh me down. God willingly, someday when I can no longer physically get up, they can look back on this footage and feel how much I love them, and that they are never the reason why I fall, but they are always the reason why I get back up.
Hey man, that Sony camera?
Yeah, it's the Sony FX3 that I always use.
Oh my god, Sony camera? It trash? You need to switch to Canon.
Bro, every brand has good camera bodies now. Now more than ever, it's up to your skill and talent that separates you from the rest, not what camera brand ecosystem you associate yourself with.
Canon is the best because it have the best color shine.
Colors are subjective, and if you want your colors to stand out from the noobs, you gotta film in log and you got a custom color grade.
Canon have much better lens.
Like what?
Let me show you. Sony don't have 2870 f2 lens.
You mean like this new Sony 28-70 f2 GM lens? GM stands for got money because it's expensive as
Oh my god, what the hell is that?
Like I said, it's the new Sony 20-70 f2. This lens is actually only 2 pounds, which makes it a whole pound lighter than the 3-pound Canon 20-70 f2. It actually barely extends from 20-70, making it very easy to balance on a gimbal.
It all show, no grow.
My guy, we still talking about lenses?
Sign up for my how to be a grower, not shower masterclass. Grow 1 inch to 1.5 inch in 1 month. Only $29.99.